Good evening, my name is Kathy Knane. I live at 2987 Highland Drive, and I have a business on the corner of Grand and Harding. It is very disappointing to read the proposal and see that there is so little attention to parking in the proposal. In 1988, Marty O'Rainiak told me that I wasn't going to get a permit for the Carlsbad 5000 because they were going to start construction of the public parking lot on Roosevelt between Grand and Carlsbad Village Drive to accommodate the parking needs in the village at that time. Well, I'm sure that the density of the population and the density of the business have increased since 1988. But that parking lot still hasn't been built. As far as I know right now, it's been sold, and the development is going to be condominiums or a mixed use, and that'll be a problem. Right now that lot is full at lunchtime almost every day, and the Italian restaurant that's on the corner of Grand and Roosevelt hasn't opened yet. And I know that Linda's in the Village Fair. I spoke to her one day and she said, oh my gosh, I just can't sustain my business because there's not enough parking in the Village Fair shopping center and cars are constantly being towed. And that's when the center isn't at 100% occupancy. So if you want these businesses to thrive, they really do need parking. And you can't just say, we're gonna, put one lane on Carlsbad Village Drive. When I first came here, there was one lane on Carlsbad Village Drive and there was a parking lane, and it was a problem. And so they changed it back, and again, that was before the density of the population went way up. The other thing is on Grand Avenue, the lighting is totally unacceptable. And I did speak with planners about it at one of those meetings, and they said, well, there's nothing we're going to do right now because we're waiting for the master plan to be completed. And it's so disappointing. I mean, it is really dark down there. I'm a female. It doesn't make you feel confident about walking and shopping and going out to dinner down there. And that's just wrong. I mean, you see what Oceanside has done with the lighting downtown. You see what the parking structure has done for the businesses in Oceanside. We all know that was a ghost town 20 years ago. No one would go there, all right? And they will go there. Those restaurants are thriving now. I happen to do business in a lot of beach. I grew up in Redondo Beach, and I do a lot of business in beachside towns, Santa Monica, Santa Barbara, Laguna Beach, Huntington Beach. All of those downtowns were dying. I mean, I went to Pasadena and I couldn't believe that it was dying. And this was like in '96. And what do? They built parking structures behind their businesses, and they're thriving. The same thing with Laguna Beach. It was just dying. They built parking structures so people could get to their businesses. Huntington Beach. I mean, my largest event has been up there, and they put parking structures behind, and it worked, so that it was walkable in the front. And you have to do this, and you have to decide now before all the land is gone. I mean, Gary had proposed that they put a parking structure underneath the football field at the Army-Navy Academy, and I was here the night that the Planning Commission said, oh, well, there's plenty of parking there to serve the football field. And you could just gotta be kidding me. That is one of the closest areas to the beach in Carlsbad. And right now, on any given Saturday or Sunday, the lots at the Boren Crossing, those are filled with people going to the beach, which means that those people park there and they're gone for 5 hours, and they're getting no turnover at those parking lots. You guys, come on. They are just not gonna survive if they don't have enough parking. And it's nice to think that we're gonna walk, but right now, when I go to lunch and it takes me 3 cycles to make a left turn at Harding to go 2 blocks to my house, and I go north on Jefferson instead to get to my house, well, don't you think that's ridiculous? You're putting infill in the northwest quadrant. I don't know how many homes are going in, maybe 60, 100. That's huge. They're all going to have to go through Carlsbad Village Drive to get on the freeway and get to the village. And I know that they're going to be closing the ramp, the north ramp, and then what are we going to do? So something to think about. Thank you.
Thank you.